Side, as far as our rain, it's not going to be a whole lot. You can see some of the totals here that we've gotten so far with this one particular band that I'm going to show you here in just a second. But as far as what we can tell, only less than 1/10 of an inch around Oak Harbor, and right now in Seattle, those are the only totals that we're able to really report on here as we start off early into the morning. Now, as we go throughout the day, what we're going to see is that band will continue generally along the I-5 corridor. Things get a little better though as we go deeper on into the week with more totals or more chances of rain ahead. Here's what's happening out there right now. You can see Everett, one of those spots that are getting some of those lighter showers. Beautiful to some, of course. It's going to be a little bit of an issue as you head out into your morning commute in other spots. Here in Seattle, a pretty dark start. Of course, we're getting some of that rain on out of here. We're just cloudy for the time being, 64 degrees and more of those calm winds. All right, big picture. Here you go. You can see some of those showers up across parts of Washington State right here. That's coming along with more lightning and thunder. Of course, we don't want to see too much of that, but they are getting some more heavier downpours across more of the higher terrain here across eastern Washington there into those parts. For us, a couple of lightning strikes down across the South Cascades. Otherwise, just this one particular band that's going to be continuing to move northward as we go on into the rest of the morning hours. Temperatures low to mid 60s, 62 in Bremerton. We're at 65 in Renton, 65 in Forks, and then seeing some upper 50s around Friday Harbor, Bellingham, sitting at 63 and some low 60s around Olympia. So future radar is going to show that a lot of this activity continues on here throughout the next couple of hours, and then we get into the rest of the morning hours and we're talking about cloudier skies. Then we get into the early afternoon and we still see some clouds out there, but by about 3 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see some of those clouds break apart. Still an off chance of a sprinkle or two around, but most of those chances are pretty much gone and should be gone for a little while here because we'll go into tonight and early tomorrow, get more of the clouds in place, and we'll see quite a bit of them to start off the day on Tuesday. Some partial breaks in those clouds again by the afternoon hours, and then this is going to be the next high chance of rain that we're going to have here as we head on into Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, and more so into early Wednesday. And it looks a lot more organized off to the west, especially up into British Columbia around Vancouver Island. As it moves eastward, you can see a lot of that organization does start to break on down. So we're still not talking about a lot of rain with this system as it comes on through. Some pretty light amounts with that as we head on into your Wednesday morning. So looking at the totals here from what we're expecting for the rest of today and then on into what we could see possibly into Wednesday, you can see those totals are going to be higher out along the coast, possibly up to around 1/2 inch. I think maybe some spots get up closer to about 1/10 of an inch here around parts of Puget Sound. Higher spots here farther to the north around Bellingham getting up around 1/4 to 1/2 inch there. Forecast next 7-day stretch, mid to upper 70s for most of the week. Once we start to see more sunshine, then we'll get up to around 80 degrees. The Hawks, yeah, they're back in preseason action here on Thursday against the Vikings at Lumen Field. We'll see temperatures in the low 80s over the weekend as they heat up just a bit more.
Well, with all the